In early August, WHO chief scientist Soumya Swaminathan had cautioned against vaccine nationalism in the globe. She said the argument we're making is that it would be impossible to go back to normal for the global economy to recover if only pockets of people are protected, while the virus rips through other economies. She had added that during the H1N1 outbreak, several high-income countries had stockpiled the vaccines. She further added that it was only when the epidemic turned out to be less severe than expected that those countries gave up their stocks to low-income countries. That would be a terrible thing if it happened during this time. What is vaccine nationalism then? When any country manages to successfully secure the vaccine doses for its own citizens and residents on priority basis and makes the vaccine available in their own country, even before many other countries in the world, it is called vaccine nationalism. Richer countries pay huge amount of money to the vaccine developing countries and companies by signing pre-purchase agreements. This helps richer countries while harms poor countries in combating and fighting any disease or pandemic. Let me give you one example. Richer countries like US, UK, Japan, China, European Union and other rich countries have already spent billions of dollars on deals with vaccine front-runner manufacturers and companies like AstraZeneca, PLC, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson and other companies. And they have done this even before the effectiveness of the vaccines have been proven and tested. Reports suggest that countries like US and UK have already booked more coronavirus vaccines for their citizens than what their population actually need. Now this could result in insufficient vaccines for other countries and economies in the world. Now let me tell you some hard facts. The United States has already signed a multi-billion-dollar agreement with at least 6 big pharmaceutical companies for 800 million vaccine doses as per the Indian Express report. This signed vaccine dose agreement means it is more than 2 doses for every American citizen. So America will be the first country to get vaccines from these companies before anyone else whenever the vaccine is ready and developed. Now let me tell you about the United Kingdom, which has signed many agreements with several companies to secure around 340 million doses. European Union and several other countries across the world have such agreements. There is huge level of pre-booking vaccine supplies even before their effectiveness is proven. This has resulted in use of term concept and scenario of vaccine nationalism in the world amid this pandemic. WHO chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, "We need to prevent vaccine nationalism. Sharing finite supplies strategically and globally is actually in each country's national interest." This is what he had to say.
We need to prevent vaccine nationalism. And for this reason, WHO is working with governments and the private sector to both accelerate the science through the ACT Accelerator and ensure that new innovations are available to everyone, everywhere, starting with those at highest risk.
Why is vaccine nationalism a reason to worry? Increasing vaccine nationalism is a reason to worry because it won't be accessible to several poor countries and economies that have no money and resource to pre-book the vaccine supplies without proven effectiveness. Most of the poor countries will have to wait for the vaccines even longer because the first production will go to richer countries that have done pre-booking of vaccines successfully. Successful vaccines will have greater price tag because of bigger demands from many countries. So pre-booking of vaccines, greater cost, limited availability and delayed accessibility will make things worse for the world to fight this virus and pandemic. And this will be all because of vaccine nationalism. Has there been any such pre-booking vaccine nationalism case been earlier? In 2009, after an outbreak of H1N1 influenza or swine flu, most of the rich countries had done pre-booking of vaccines and stored it all in their countries. That was done exactly the way it is being done now. And this resulted in a crisis where countries in Africa had no access to vaccines for many months to come. They got vaccines after much delay as compared to richer countries. The US and European countries had released 10% of their stocks for other countries only after they were sure that they did not need the vaccines for themselves anymore. In 1990s, some antiretroviral drugs were developed for HIV patients treatment, but it was not available for patients in the worst affected region, Africa. So, is there any solution to this issue or problem? the World Health Organization has launched a platform called ACT Act, Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator Program. The purpose of the program is to accelerate the development, production, and equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines in the world. The specific program about vaccine is COVAX facility. This focuses on investment in vaccine developments. WHO has created this facility for every country to contribute and donate money to ensure that everyone gets benefits. More than around 170 countries are in discussion on this. WHO has said that if it needed at least $100 billion for COVAX facility, but so far not even 10% of the amount has been collected.